Welcome to a new installment of Eat, Sleep, Play, Talk Wrestling Repeat. As I play as Mark Henry going up against Hulk Hogan in a no-holds-barred match for the WWE Championship and the WWE 2K15 for the PS4. And the topic I'm going to discuss is WrestleMania, and why this WrestleMania one of the best Mania of all time. Down the list. Um, Everybody loved it. Even myself, I loved it. My little brother Ishmael, he loved it. My two of one of my bestest friends, Tatiana and Lita, big shout out to them. They loved it as well. Um, I would say this Mania is different than last year Mania. I'm not saying this Mania is better than the other Mania. I think this is different because if you look between these two Mania, WrestleMania 30 and WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 30 we had to fight for the main event what we want, and WrestleMania 32 we had to root for Brock Lesnar and go against you know Roman Reigns being the main event. Two completely different. Um, I go a little bit deeper because WrestleMania 30 when Daniel Bryan when he was a heavily favorite in the Royal Rumble, but he never appeared in the Royal Rumble. They pushing Daniel Bryan to be in the main event for a long time, and then dun da da da, Daniel Bryan become the champion. But this year, it was like the Price is Wrong theme. Roman Reigns won. The fans was not happy, and they wasn't happy since then. He's a good wrestler, but it's just like the wrong place at the wrong time. And I will talk about Roman Reigns later. But when you look at the card is great. It's amazing. You can't go wrong with it. But the build towards WrestleMania was lackluster. I mean, it was very random. It was very shaky. It wasn't something that you could remember. It's not like Stone Cold and The Rock back in the Attitude Era where they make you want to grasp onto to the WrestleMania main event. It's not like it's not like what's the other greatest build up? CM Punk and the Undertaker. Okay, that's a bad example. Um, it's the John Cena and The Rock. That's a great example. It's so many moments. You're just ready for WrestleMania, but for this one, the build was kind of a little bit meh, but the show and the card and event was great, including a musical guest, Kid Ink, Travis Barker, and Skylar Grey. Great performance, much better than P Diddy in WrestleMania 29. But we look at the card, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. It was amazing. Cesaro, Kid, they tore the house down against the Usos, Matadores, and the New Day, in which they're still booing the New Day. And you look at the Memorial Battle Royale, Andre the Giant, or people like to say armbar. But I have a lot of opinion about that match, the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. I was going for Hideo Itami because he's the first, NXT guy to be in the Battle Royale, and I was pulling for him to win because if he win, he'd be the first NXT guy to win the Battle Royale, and likely it will open up the doors for a lot of NXT and hopefully showcase at Mania. And when Damian Sandow, when he finally stood up against the Miz, I thought he would win, and I never thought Big Show would win. And same thing with Ryback, I thought he probably pulled upset, but they give it to a Big Show, in which I thought he would win. He's an NXT guy. I'm a big fan of NXT, but with people thinking, or with people like Big Show winning, and people saying Big Show career about to wind down, he about to retire from wrestling. I look at it, and, like he deserved it, and I respect that. He deserved it, and plus, to me, in my opinion, he deserved to be a Hall of Fame down the road, probably next year or so. But he deserved it, and of course, he deserved to win the Andre Giant Battle Royale. So I have no problem with it, but I want Hideo Itami to win. The 7-way Intercontinental Championship ladder match. That match was make it or break it because because you got Daniel Bryan in there, and I was pulling for him to win the match because if Daniel Bryan didn't win, I think the WrestleMania will go downhill real quick. I mean, very quickly, because I don't think there's no way you could bounce back from it. But the way the fans responded to Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, it will go either way, and I think the fans will be fine with it. But they went with Daniel Bryan, and it was awesome. It was a great WrestleMania moment. After the ladder match, Daniel Bryan get congratulated from all the legends who held the Intercontinental Championship title, from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Hot Rod Roddy Piper, to Bret the Hitman Hart, and Ric Flair, and Pat Patterson. And to Ron Simmons, he comes in, say his catchphrase, "Damn." And the other matches I enjoy. The one match I really like was Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Very good match, very entertaining match. Great back and forth, including the RKO. In the mid air when Seth Rollins tried giving a curve stomp, jumped off Randy Orton's shoulder, and Orton catching with the RKO. That was a great Mania moment, in my opinion. And excuse me. Excuse me. And there's a lot of great moments in WrestleMania. I like to jump around. And the other match was the tag team diva match. AJ Lee and Paige against the Bella Twins. It was an okay match. It wasn't it wasn't a great diva match. It was an okay match. A little bit slow and sluggish, a little bit, but it was okay. And the other match I want to talk about is a Triple H and Sting match, and I thought it could be Sting against Authority, but most likely it went up with a WCW versus WWE. And Sting, right off the back, said he's not fighting for WCW, but they really pushing this WWE versus WCW thing, and it's really old. It's getting really old, and the DX and NWO comes in. It was pretty awesome, but it was like very random. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool for a minute, for a moment, but it's kind of like doesn't make sense. I thought Sting coming in for the justice for WWE, but I feel like the writers and Vince McMahon, thought it would be really cool to have the WWE versus WCW war and make sure we will beat the last WCW hero, in which that's some bull. But Triple H shake hands with Sting, and it was kind of pretty cool moment. And after Mania, Raw, I should say WWE Network, Sting have his promo, and then the next night the news and rumors saying WWE don't have no idea or doesn't have an idea with Sting or have no plan with Sting. I wish that was a BS because they had some plan for Sting, and I hope they got some plan for Sting for this year, hopefully for SummerSlam. But if not, possibly see Sting and Taker at WrestleMania, in which we saw them two in the airport, talk to each other. So keep it all finger crossed for that match. And speaking of Taker, Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. A lot of things I didn't know was Undertaker come back with the old school, with pants and a short black hair, and it reminded me of WrestleMania 20, where he came back from Buried Alive and Survivor Series 2003 by Kane, just to come back to defeat Kane at WrestleMania 20. And for this one, it felt like a redemption for his loss from last year when he got defeated by Brock Lesnar, having his streak been broken. And a lot of people think, it should be go to Bray Wyatt. He deserved the win. But in my opinion, it would be stupid to have him lose back to back and him just being Mania be like him being a Mania without any reason. And the other moment, The Rock and Rousey Ronda, a confrontation with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. It was kind of pretty entertaining, dry, on Rousey Ronda part. I thought you'd give Stephanie McMahon an armbar, and that would be dope, but it is what it is. And Rusev and John Cena match, that was pretty a good match. Rusev entrance was pretty dope. I like that one. I like the entrance. And the last and not least, Brock versus Roman. A lot of things, a lot going on. My favorite moment, you probably heard me say this on the podcast. I was a special guest when Brock Lesnar said, "Welcome to Suplex City, bitch." And the same night, lots of T-shirts been made for Brock Lesnar called Suplex City, bitch. You know, everything. It's like a lot of parody. But at the end, after it's being suplex and F5 and Brock Lesnar being busted open without match being stopped, Seth Rollins cash it in and have the instant WrestleMania moment. And if I compare this Mania to other Manias, I compare this Mania to WrestleMania 10 because of similarities. When Bret Hart he lost the match to Owen, but he walked away as the WWF champion. Lex Luger he won the Royal Rumble, but the fans not into him, and WWE then push it behind, and he loses to Yokozuna in an earlier match. And which doesn't remind me of WrestleMania 31, all wrapped in one. And I think that's Mania was the best. You know, I compare this to WrestleMania 10, WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania 25, all that wrapped in one, because that's one of the best Mania, in my opinion. And I hope they're playing good moments a year coming. And the ring is broken. Well, that's the video. Leave a feedback, leave a comment, give me your thoughts about Mania. And until then, I see you guys next video or next installment. Eat, sleep, play, talk, rest, and repeat. So see you guys next time. Bye.